All right, and your name?
Marcy Isaac.
And Marcy, we're in front of the headquarters of the Public School Administration, and there's a protest going on. And I understand you're a part of it. What's it about?
Dr. Alonzo has terminated my position because our test scores in MSA had dropped from one year to the next, and they accused our school of cheating. So they got rid of the principal and the assistant principal, and I was the assistant principal. And then we went through a hearing, and the hearing officer found that I was innocent. But then it had to go before the school board, which it did 2 weeks ago, and the school board voted that I was guilty and terminated my position.
So they reversed the decision of the board that had exonerated you,
correct,
the fact-finding board, and they went along with Alonzo on this. Is that it?
Correct.
So how many years have you had in the school system?
26.
So how do you feel about this?
I'm hurt. I'm disappointed in their decision, and I want justice to be served and for things to be made right.
Now, what can you do about it legally? Can you appeal the board's decision?
I am working with the lawyers, and yes, we are going to appeal their decision.
But you feel like after all these years in the system, something comes up, there are accusations, an independent board comes in and exonerates you, and yet the school board goes along with kicking you out.
Correct.
So is that the kind of gratitude they give you after a quarter of a century of service?
Right. Not much.
Not much. Anything else you want to say, Marcy?
No, I just hope that today brings some help to us, and that the school board and everyone else sees that how wrong Dr. Alonzo and the school board are.
Thanks so much, Marcy. And your name, sir?
Jimmy Giddings.
And Jim, what's your position?
I'm president of the Administrative Union for the Baltimore City Public School System.
What's the reason for the protest out here tonight in front of the school administration?
To let the school board know that their decision to not uphold the decision of the two hearing officers was despicable. For 1 year, we gave testimony to two hearing officers, and those two hearing officers ruled in a year's time that Dr. Falk and Miss Marcy Isaac should be reinstated to their positions, and the school board, with their ignorance, overruled that hearing. They disobeyed the law, so we are out here to reinstate the law.
So the investigatory board, which is independent, came in.
As a matter of fact, they're hired by the school board.
Right.
Those two individuals were hired by the school board.
And they took evidence, and they heard witnesses, they heard expert witnesses, and they concluded what? What was their conclusion?
Their conclusion was that Dr. Alonzo removed those two individuals arbitrarily and capriciously, and they should be reinstated with back pay immediately. And it was not upheld. And another thing that concerns me immensely is the idea that test scores have dropped last year and flatlined this year, and then they reward the CEO with a lucrative contract after test scores drop and flatline, and then demote 15 principals whose test scores dropped, but their supervisors rated them satisfactory. That is ludicrous.
So it's a lot of arbitrariness going all across the board.
Pretty much. And that's why the CEO needs to be removed, and that entire board of school commissioners need to be removed.
Now, Marcy Isaac is a member of what group? She's a
principal in our union, in the administrative union. She's a principal at Abbey Street. Wait a minute, my phone's ringing.
Anything else, Jimmy?
That's it. Why don't you get this young lady,
right,
president of the NAACP.
Okay, well, hold on a second. And your name?
My name is Tessa Hill-Aston, president of the Baltimore City NAACP.
And you're here tonight
I'm here in support of what the union is doing to reinstate the administrators of the school. After I've heard the details of what has happened, I'm appalled that hearing officers were hired to investigate and they were found innocent. And now I didn't know until just recently, and I was informed that they were suspended and not able, especially Dr. Falk, to come back to work until next year. So what's wrong with that picture is that if the hearing officers found her innocent and presented that to Dr. Alonzo and to the school board, they should have upheld that and gone along with it. The problem is just 2 weeks ago, some fraud had happened with and some deception with some school charge cards. So if the charge cards were used inappropriately and some conversation had to be done on that, then the school board should be held accountable if they want to hold the principal accountable for something that happened, especially Dr. Falk, that she should know everything that's going on in her school, and if she wasn't guilty, then who's guilty of not overseeing the charge cards?
So it's a double standard.
Yes, it's a double standard. And I want to know how many women have been eliminated from their position and how many African Americans have been eliminated in all of this whole process. And I want the numbers to that, and I will follow up with this because I don't think the school board should put her on suspension for a year without pay when she was found innocent from the hearing officers, which was paid to do a year-long investigation. Why was anybody paid to do it? That was waste of money, waste of time. And now the school board is going to take action in their own hands, then that means they never should have had a hearing officer. They should do the same thing about the charge cards. They are found guilty of the charge cards. If they don't know who's using the charge cards and what they're being used for daily, then they're at the same fault as what they're trying to do to these two administrators.
You use their kind of standard.
Exactly.
Anything else?
That's it. We should just continue to follow up on this because people's jobs are at stake.
Thanks so much. And your name?
My name is Dr. Angela Falks. I'm the principal of Hill-Aston Elementary School.
Now, Angela, we're in front of the Baltimore City School Administration building. There's a protest going on. And what's your role in all of that?
There's a protest going on because I was removed from Hill-Aston Elementary School because of allegations of cheating. But those allegations were proven unfounded, but yet I was not able to go back to work. I was told I had to wait out a year and come back in September 2013. But my point is, if you're innocent, why am I still being punished?
Yeah, it sounds like the independent board cleared you. And instead of going along with that, the school board rejected their findings and is going along with Alonzo or whoever it is that initially brought the action.
Exactly, and I'm just so confused in terms of information. My thing is, if that was going to be the ultimate outcome, then why did we have the hearings with the hearing officers in the first place? Why did we have all that time and money and effort spent if we were going to come back to Alonzo's recommendation in the first place?
And the hearing officers, they took testimony from everybody involved.
Yes, sir.
They understand expert witnesses appeared before them.
Yes.
And the probe went on for some time, and then they made their findings.
Yes.
But the school board is ignoring them.
They're ignoring them. They're totally ignoring them, and they're favoring Dr. Alonzo, and we just want to understand the process. We just want to be able to get information firsthand. All of this is taking me by surprise. It really is.
And how many years have you had in the school system?
And I've had approximately 28 years in the school system, over 12 years as an administrative principal.
So how do you feel about all this?
I feel sad. I feel sad that something like this can happen and that people can get away with these kinds of things. When you give your heart and soul and you genuinely care about what you do and then no one respects that and they just throw you out, so to speak, it's a horrible feeling, devastating.
Anything else?
Just that I want justice to prevail and I want everyone to get a fair chance, and our children deserve the best in Baltimore City, and I know we have that to offer.
Now, is this one of your supporters here?
This is one of my supporters, one of my favorite. This is one of my youngest grandchildren, Madison.
And she looks like she's about 3.
She's exactly 2, and in fact, all of my grandchildren go to Baltimore City Public Schools, and we just wish that I had an opportunity to come back.
Thanks so much, and good luck to you.